Hi, I'm Phil Clam, Executive Director and Co-Founder of Wrestling the World. I want to talk a little bit about this trip. First I want to start with the quote from Margaret Mead that says, "Never doubt that a small group of people can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." And I think this trip, above anything I've done so far, has been that way. So many times we hear different stereotypes and different things about what Africa is and what poverty is and all those types of things, and then we come here and we actually see that it's not Africa, it's not poverty, but there's people here, and the people may be different in some of their culture and some of what they believe, but in essence the people are all the same as we are. I think Hopewell High School is an amazing place that in the next few years is going to prove to be a catalyst for change in Beirut, in Nakuru, in Kenya, and Africa, and then in the world. I truly believe that leaders are going to come from that area that are going to change things, and there's so much that can be done, and it's a direct thing that we can do to help. A little bit of money makes a big, big help, and we've seen that this week.
What this trip really meant to me, I guess, is something that really is life-changing. I think this trip had a deeper meaning for me. I had a chance to meet my biological father for the first time, find out a little bit more about my history, and I guess starting out flying into Africa for the very first time, it was almost like a warming feeling, thinking about the history of Africa and the African people. I mean, they date back so far, and so much has gone on, and there's so many stereotypes out there about people living over here, and finally landing was very special to me. Being greeted by my best friend Jarrett and seeing him for the first time in a year and a half, this trip it really meant a lot to me. And the work that we've done so far over here, I think, is really opened my eyes. Trips like these definitely are addictive. I know when I get back, I'm excited to continue working and hopefully keep improving Hopewell High School.
Words could never describe our experiences here in Kenya. I can only encourage everyone to come face to face with those that you wish to help. Share in their emotions and get a glimpse of what their life is really like. Kenyan people are truly beautiful, and only by the grace of God can people living under such conditions be so loving, so warm, so welcoming, and so appreciative of the littlest gestures. I may live continents away from the people of Kenya and from Kenya itself, but Kenya will always remain close to my heart.
The school project is roaring ahead, I think, faster than any of us really expected. One building's halfway up or better by now. We're hoping that we've got some good leads on some more cooperation from other people and fun things so that maybe the whole school project can be completed, continuously rather than a bunch of little pieces. I think that would be just a tremendous benefit for the kids there. It's in Beirut, which is the poorest section of the city of Nakuru. A lot of these kids don't go to school any place if they don't go to a free school like this.
I think the thing that I will take with me the most is the whoop and the cheer and the mighty clap as we walked into the church service a half hour late. And what a warm, wonderful welcome that just grew and grew and grew for the next 2 days as we were with these people. And the very tough living conditions that these people live in. And then the contrast when you're in downtown Nairobi and when you're in the shopping malls, gated shopping malls, meeting with some of the top industrialists and officials in the country, getting them to commit to some small projects with Hopewell School. The concern I have going, and those are my goals, is to help Vitalis develop a stronger network open his eyes to how many more resources are available in Kenya for his school, and I feel fortunate that he has the mindset to grasp that and move forward with it quickly.
Before I came here, someone once said to me, and I now also believe, that until the day I die, when I close my eyes, I will see Africa. Kenya in particular, its beauty, its innocence, its charm, beautiful animals, and perhaps, not even perhaps, most of all, the wonderful Kenyan people. I strongly feel that today's society is not going to effectively change the world unless or until we begin to work to change the world. Until we begin to work on these things individually or in small groups, such as Wrestling the World. In Kenya, and more specifically at Hopewell, we have accomplished so very much, and yet we must press on.
I'm very happy. First of all, my name is Charles. I'm very happy to have been with you on this safari, and I'm very sad that you'll be leaving tomorrow, but I know very well I have to go back home. One thing I wish is in a couple of months' time or years' time, we'll meet again. I loved your company. I appreciated all your efforts. Thanks for being very good friends.
What has touched me most is the warmth that the group from Wisconsin brought to Hopewell and to Kenya. They've been very warm to us. They've been very friendly, and I think we're going to miss so much of that. They touch the kids. That's pure love, what we saw there. We are truly grateful. No amount of words can fit whatever we got from this trip.
Oh my God, I don't know what to say, because this is the most special thing that has ever happened in my life. You know, having people all the way from America coming to see us, as small as we are, you know, and doing things for us, things that we never thought would ever happen to us. I'm so happy. Sometimes I feel I just want to cry, you know, and it feels so bad when, you know, there's so many able people in Kenya, and all they do is, you know, laugh at you, think that you're very stupid to do, you know, to help other people, the small people in the society. And Americans are so special, you know, they've done so much for us. They've made me feel that, you know, what I'm doing is very special, and working with those children is what I'm supposed to do in life. They've made me say, you know, that I'm valuable in life, and I feel so happy. And it's so nice to have people who believe like me, you know, people who think that everybody is special, everybody is equal, and they can do anything to change lives, you know, of those disadvantaged in the society.
You know, today's the day we're leaving. Just got up and started packing, and you know, the question came up, what's next? You know, what's next for the organization? I think all of us here have really been drawn to Hopewell, and I think we really need to set Hopewell up so that in the future it'll be able to sustain on itself. But right now it really does need some help from us. And I think some of the ways that it needs our help is I think it needs computers to be able to, on a daily basis, communicate with people across the world and give students those skills. I think is priceless in this global world. And I think not only will it help Hopewell and the students and the staff there, but I think communicating with somebody from rural Africa, rural Kenya, when you're in the States, I think might shoot down some of the ideologies and some of the stereotypes that we have of Africa and of Kenya. Those types of partnerships would be priceless, and really for the amount of U.S. money that it would take to set up an entire computer lab is really nothing. In addition to the computer lab, I'm also definitely feeling called to help with the water project in Beirut. With one dependable well and 45,000 people, that well is really going to be taxed, and you know, what's going to happen to that well when it's a dry, rough thing, rough season? I mean, what's going to happen? I mean, we need to get wells up as soon as possible. I've been working with Vitalis on a program where each person would pay extra shillings per jerry can of water, and then that they would take that money and then invest it in another well. And then we have 2 wells, and then do the same thing until there's enough wells in Beirut where we don't have to worry about the water running out. People can depend on it, and we can move up with sanitation from there. But I think water has got to be the start. Interesting enough, that the challenge there from Vitalis comes from that the people in the area don't trust anybody else to take that money. They don't trust the chief. They don't trust anybody else because there's so much corruption. And Vitalis and Nelly have their own hands full. So my challenge would be to pray that somebody would come up and be a leader, be a trustworthy leader, and be able to take that water project by the horns and be able to do that. Hopefully Wrestling the World can help support that person in whatever way we'd be led. Personally, for me, I think this was the last international trip for me, maybe for a year, maybe for 2 years, who knows, as I start to concentrate on family and those types of things more. And I think Wrestling the World is going to go far places. I think we will hit all the continents. Not sure what we're going to do in Antarctica yet, but we are going to hit all the continents. And I say sky's the limit. I mean, when you see a dream, I think the things holding you back is that, number one, you can believe that dream can actually happen. Really, really believe that it can happen. And then two, you have to work hard enough to get that dream. And I think that's what's happening here. I think people are starting to see the dream, starting to see the vision. And once they see that vision and get a small piece of what it can be, I think we're really starting to work hard for it.